I'm sorry, I had to um, um, clear my throat. As you can see, this is one of many similar things I've talked about. And I think I talked about this before, or this manipulation. It's been worked on a while ago. I think it was either early last year or the year before. But memory manipulations is ways they can create reality. Memory manipulation has been used to make me identify to these manipulations. It's like a tool for them that they use all the time to make me accept these reactions I'm having today, and the memories can be changed in whatever ways they want. But this one has been worked on, and I looked for it, and as I was looking for, in I go back to the videos I made instead of to kind of have an idea of what happened from the beginning to now. Unfortunately, I couldn't find. But I was going through memory manipulation. And I saw all the different manipulation of memories they made me have, all kind, all level. It's always about to try to paint me in this fashion, to make me accept this false persona. You can see the pattern, but based on even the memory manipulation I've talked about, they do this thing, and I try to make videos about it, and then they do something else, and I try to make it, and then I go back to everything they've done, and I'm like, you see that pattern shows that what I'm saying here is obvious, that memory manipulation is used as a tool to make you accept the current experience that you're having today as if it's real. Is to make you believe this notion of self that they are creating. Unfortunately, I didn't find this thing I talked about, but because this would be good, because they've been working on that a while ago, and I remember I used to have these mental battles, and it used to be annoying because the way they restructure memories and create new versions and make me picture somebody else instead, it was just annoying. And this is this, you know, in like early college year and when I went to college, you know, I was trying to, well, it's kind of, so I would try to be like flirty, not really flirty, but when I had like the confidence of every once in a while, there's something I used to watch on TV about, like, when guys try to pick up people that worked like in the restaurant. It's like, yeah, you know what, what do you want? And they will say something like that's kind of like cheeky, which I think that's the name of the title of I mean, I'm not sure, but and I'll check if that's the name of the videos I made before, because if that's the case, I think that I don't need to make this video again. But it's just, let me see. No, so I was, it was like a cheeky, like, things that never worked. It never really worked. Never. It's like I saw that in movies, or I saw that in like in some kind of show or whatever, and I was like, okay, let me see. I feel like I'm confident enough to do this, and I don't know. A lot of times I was also trying to impress friends around me, and I would say something like they ask me, and this is like me early 20s, um, college years, and me at and so we go somewhere, get some food, and they're like, hey, what you want? And I'm like, oh, what I want is, it's not the menu, and I try to be like flirty about it. And the people I was talking to were people about my age, right? The same age range. Never worked out as expected, but it's just more like me trying to show that I'm confident. I was really not that good at that kind of thing, and I'm still not in that sense, and it never worked. And so they try to make me imagine, because some places we go would be like places where it's like fast food places or restaurants or whatever, and so anybody can be working there. So they make me imagine like tiny little Mexican kids, girls that like look super young, and I'm like the older, and try to make me imagine doing that to them. Truly making me imagine that in every fashion you can hear the noise campaign. Every time there's a honking, it's them making me imagine that. Because today what's happening is multiple things. When I look at kids, they force me to get sexual stimulation. Matter of fact, they tell me how they're gonna frame me by having some kids saying that I did something to them. Now, for these kids, the poor trash that they are, to stay in character, they really want to hold on to the manipulations that I'm experiencing in my memories, because they're gonna have to act accordingly. They have coerced these kids so bad that now, for inspire, for motivation purpose, they try to hold on to the manipulations. It's pathetic. It's so sad. You can see truly there's a pattern of memory manipulation. They change memories to try to paint it in a way that fits what they're making you experience today. And I remember them changing, making me imagine, but now maybe you try to be funny, maybe you're, it's like, no, you're forcing me to imagine a kid or somebody who's much younger than me. Because if I did that, when I'm 20 years old or 20, so somebody like, so, but they're making me imagine like little kids. And this mostly happened when I was like, oh, the few times I tried to do this thing, it was when I was in the college like area where I was a college student, where most of the people living here doing this thing were in college. And so I'll try to impress my friend. They'll say, I would say something. It'll never work. Never. Never. It didn't. Like, it was just like, okay, that person would just ignore. So, okay. I was like, okay, whatever. Oh, can I get number 5 then? Or whatever. Whatever thing. It's just never. But I was trying to be, mostly try to be cheeky or try to be like impressive or just try to, like, it's usually when people were around me, like friends that I wanted to impress. And it never worked. But you can understand why they want that to be something else. Because anybody can work. If you just, I think 16 years old and plus, you can work at any restaurant, right? This is not the place where we went to get drinks. This is where we went to order some stuff. So they can make me imagine a child when I'm like in a college student, something like some kind of like try to create the stories where I'm the person behind that is like a little, and they make me imagine like, because it's sad, they make me imagine like a little Mexican kid or some stuff like that. It's foul. And because I'm not remembering, like I'm never going to remember that was that person as if, so they can easily change that. Easily. Like there's people I've seen in my own eye that literally try to change. They have no shame. And so to fit this persona that they're creating today, because I said there's a lot of personality built here. Like they're creating a personality. And so what they do to create this personality, to make you accept this false personality, they are going to your memories and finding where they can change that. Like, no, but how was this person? She was not too much about the same age as me. Maybe she's been going to the same college as me, which was the case. So how was it? Oh, Jesus. And they literally create a fictional individual in my head, making me imagine like a little Mexican girl, teenage girl. Making me imagine that, just like that. That was the thing that I said. It's like, no, this is it. No, you are trying to create that, because today, what's happening is when I look at teenage kids, any kids, from the babies to the older kids, sexual stimulation, and today they are framing me in this fashion. So in my memories, they are making me think in this way. In my memories, they're making me imagine a false memory where I'm trying to be this guy who's like trying to impress his friend, who's trying to, something I've watched in movies or people I see, what I want, and try to do that, and it doesn't work out. But they try to make me imagine that it's this Mexican kid. And see, now we proved it. And you hear this trash talking to me, to make me accept this false memory. The character they play. It's like, no, we've been waiting for this. Now you're going to pay. Now we're going to do a notion. So I'm like, Jesus. It's a cognitive warfare that we, target individual, are test subject to. And part of that is to create a false personality and altering the mind. To create this false personality, memory needs to be manipulated. Because like this trash said, memory manipulation can change the notion of self. If I start believing this false memory, start identifying this false memory, I'm going to be like, maybe this thing, but of course at this point it's over. Because when I scroll down, first of all, this is a battle that they've tried to do. Unfortunately, I don't think I made a video about it. I don't remember, but it was created in so many fashion. At one point, they were making me imagine, because I remember when I used to go to college, I used to have a group of somewhat friends, I would say, not really friends, but people who sometimes hang out with together. And they, at one point, made me imagine me doing that, which is most of the case when this happened, and trying to be impress my friend like a typical college student, try to show that he's a confident guy, and one of this quote unquote friend of mine saying, "Oh, she's a little too young for you." A whole story. But you understand, this is such an easy thing for them to manipulate. I'm not gonna remember the person where I'll say that too, because it was just something that it's not like, oh, the love of my life was, no, I was just trying to, okay, I felt confident, I was trying to say something, and so they tried to make me imagine different fashion in different ways. How old was that person? I'm like, Jesus. Mind you, I'm me in early 20s, late teens, saying that. And so, no, but maybe they were in high school. I'm like whatever story they can create is about what they can paint. And they're like, maybe she was just like a senior in high school or something. And because people, as long as you like late teen can work in this environment, they're like, no, but maybe that was that. That's like, Jesus. You just want that to be true. So you can paint the story. And because obviously I'm not going to know. And so you're going to create the story that you want. So you can create this whatever story. It's like, how old is she now? She was at high school. Trust you literally made me imagine having. If I go through my memory manipulation, all the manipulation they've created is crazy. And so me, college year, going to a place for food, and me and some friends are there, and I'm trying to be, impress them. I feel like confident. I don't know, have this like boost of confidence. I want to show that, because I was far from a player, and I'm still not. And try to say something, make what I want to, it's not on the menu, and look, nothing. And then, okay, well, yeah, then okay, and that's that. So now it's like, oh, who was that? And they are creating narrations in memories, like whatever they can. It's like, no, at high school. And go through all the scripts they go through. Pathetic life. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I can see things for they are, at least for now. I don't experience them. I understand what they're doing. But I don't experience rationality anymore. My brain is, whoop. And so that's what's going to happen. Can you imagine? And on top of that, somebody who's a young adult, I'm a young adult too. You know how easily it is to make me think at this point that this person is a kid? It was like, no shame. It's crazy. But you have to be strong. You have to, you got to be strong and be able to deal with whatever you can, because everything is just manipulations after manipulation. It's just trying to make you accept these storylines and try to get you to believe these things. And it's pathetic. They are trying to make you accept a false reality, because today what's happening is they're forcing you to have sexual stimulation toward children. And so if they can paint something in a certain level to make you accept this manipulation, they'll do it. And that's why I make these videos. In my head, they're like, no, but and they make me think of me like 21, 22. Who was that person? I'm like, oh, Jesus. To try to paint me this. It's that pathetic. And the time that this happened, I can remember a few times being like in college, when I was at a college town, when I had that confidence with certain friends there, and they tried to remove that, but that's where most likely this kind of thing, I would try to do this thing where I would try to impress my friend. Saying something that I've heard before from a movie or whatever, it's like I was seeing that. But now it's been reconstructed in different ways and making me think, no, but what if this and that? Like, Jesus, you're just desperate to create a story. Desperate. To make me accept the nasty manipulation that you make me have today. And because you have coerced these retards of children to frame me. That now you go into memories try to find ways to paint me in a way that's that nature. On top of that, is me like in my early 20s, seeing somebody who's resembling my age, and saying that to somebody who look like she's about my age. It's so pathetic. Tell my target individuals stay strong, because they're gonna do everything possible to mess with you. Everything possible. Right now, they make me think that after the nightclub, what if you went to this place after the nightclub and you said that because you just wanted to be a funny person, and the night after the night, so like around 2 or 3 in the morning, and you're like, oh no, that was the stories they try to create to make me accept these things. Target individuals stay strong and understand that they are trying to paint you in a different fashion.